All right. Hello and welcome everyone. And welcome back to my series. So as I promised for today's episode, I am going to make it bright and colorful and at the same time I have a lot of work to do. So as you've probably guessed from, judging at the episode title, today is going to be about trees. As much as I like making trees, I actually kind of struggle making custom trees. But I gotta say, after a while, I kind of figured it out. And I even have a cool little color gradient in the leaves. I like it and I worked hard on it. And you're here watching the video. So let me give you guys a taste of what I want to do. Yeah, my settlement's kind of bleak and barren. So it could really benefit from using a couple trees. And maybe a guardrail along here. Thinking, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll put the first tree over here, just so you guys can kind of see what I'm trying to do here. Now, this is what I mean. So as you can see, I placed a dark oak tree that is actually rooted in several Y levels, for those of you who care. For those of you who don't care, I'll get to explaining the other stuff. So what I mean is, you see how there's a gradient in the leaves? It goes from azalea leaves right up to, I believe I used acacia, and then eventually birch at the top, giving a small gradient per leaf. Now, or per leaf, sorry, per branch of the tree. And you can see that that's the case on all the tree. Now, I was going to do that using a full-scale gradient from, bottom to top. But then I realized I like this a lot more. Because if I take my FreeCam and I look from above and at distance, you can tell that there's more color to the tree rather than had I done it from top to bottom. I like this a lot more. So expect these kind of trees to go all over the place. And not only that, I actually wanted to fill up the farm areas behind there with a few trees as well. A little bit of a different type of tree, different coloring as well, as I want to give well, I was gonna say I want to give it a merry band of colors, but I just want it to be diverse, if I'm being really honest. So I gotta get to work, because it's getting nighttime, which means the bad stuff is coming. Man, whoever voted for phantoms should not be allowed to play Minecraft. I want to have a diverse selection of trees here, which I think everybody does, but nobody really takes the time to do it, or at least most people whose videos I watch don't have that. So I'm here to make a difference. Now, judging by the couple of shulker boxes I have in my inventory, I have a lot of work to do. But that's because I don't just want to cover a single part. I want to do my entire settlement, including some trees that should not be there yet, because they're meant for future projects. But I'm still going to put them there because they look beautiful. Now, I'm going to show you a time lapse, but beware of the two trees I'm going to put right over my head, to the left and to the right of the path, because they're gonna be special. So now that everything has been said, it's time to get to doing. So without further ado, time lapse, engage. I'm flickering in and out of existence, kind of like in real life. Let's go. And that is the end of the time lapse, but don't worry, that's not the end of this video, because I got a little bit more to show you before we close it off. So here you go. The first thing I want to show you is that we're still missing a tree over here, which is this one right over here. Now last but not least, I want to make one final tree right here, and it's a big one. And that is the big tree finished, and with that we have successfully completed adding trees to my cozy little settlement. Now there's just one thing left that I want to do with a little surprise at the end, because these trees are not placed at random, but I will explain that shortly. For now, I want to give you guys a little surprise. And the surprise is a little pond. Oh wait, I forgot the lily pads. Aw, I couldn't even unveil it right. Well, let's change that. And they're in place. Alright, that looks good. Oh, I finally got rid of it. Wow. Anyway, there's one last thing I gotta do. And no, I haven't forgotten. Because I wanted to add a little surprise to this place. That is, if I can do it right. Okay, well, it took me a while, but I think I finally have a little duckling that I really like. Now you can think of the little buttons as maybe breadcrumbs, or you can think of them as little ducklings hiding behind their little mama duck or papa duck. Well, the head is green, that usually indicates a female duck. Well, okay, anyway, it's neither here nor there, don't worry about it. So as you can see, I placed all these little paths and little benches around my well, my settlement to make it feel more alive. And across from said bench, I created a little market stall, so to say. Let's say there's a traveler in town who, just like one of those big cars, rolls into town from the neighboring villages. They want to set up shop. It happens right over here. Then if we follow the path over here, there's a small little campsite by the river. In case people want to tell horror stories at night. Don't do it. It's always a bad idea. But now I can have a horror aspect to my settlement. Also followed by 2 more benches out here, just for quick relaxation. And if we come back over the main bridge and we east towards the left, then we find a new path with a new little bridge that I created using these signs. I want to say it right now, I do not take credit for this design. I've seen somebody on Reddit use the hanging signs as steps and I really liked it. Credit where credit is due. And if you walk past it, we have this beautiful new giant oak tree with a little custom swing. And to the right is a romantic picnic spot for 2. With candles, a little basket. I was going to do a barrel, but then I was like, nah, the chest is better. Underneath a beautiful, well, technically they're cherry blossoms, but, you know, in real life it's called a sakura tree. That's a small one, don't worry about it. And if we go behind the swing, we have 2 new custom trees for a little outdoors area leading up to the, Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. And then 2 small seating areas right over here, giving this a little bit of a park or recreational area vibe. I'm not gonna lie, when I was building this, I was kind of thinking of like an outdoor place where people play chess. But if I'm being really honest, I don't know how to make that. Well, I mean, I could probably use the armor stands to create a tiny chessboard, but that would be lag? Like, the amount of entities I would have to do here, which, I don't know how many pieces there are. 10 wide? 10 wide, right? So it's 20 pieces on one side and 20 pieces on the other. I have 40 entities right over here, and I have another table back there. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Other than that, I think it's come along pretty well. It really makes my base look alive, so to say. And I have a nice mixture of some darker trees with, well, some lighter trees, obviously. The smaller, almost potted plant trees right over here. And then the trees that are on top of the mountains in the background, using the dead coral blocks to give it some sort of gradient to get these nice gray trees. And I've added the same kind of tree right there, hugging the mountains. For now, it only goes up until the lighthouse, because this took me, this took me 4 days to design, I think. Yeah, I spent like 3 days in creative. Last day finishing it off, and then trying to export it to this world, which was not easy, but it's come along pretty well. And there's one tree I'm particularly proud of. As you could have guessed from this tree over here, this tree was a real piece of work. I'll show you guys again real quick. So you can see that there's a gradient on the leaves, using azalea gradienting into both acacia and oak leaves, and then eventually birch leaves on top, giving a small gradient view. I've done this to all the leaves. I'm pretty sure I've already explained this earlier, but I'm just going to say it again. I'm very proud of this design. However, this is not the tree I'm the most proud of. And that would be the tree over here. I spend a lot of time and creativity on this, giving it kind of a, yes, it's made out of mangrove wood, but at the same time, it kind of has a mangrove-ish tree, kind of a willow-esque tree. And once again, if we look from further away, we can actually properly see what the tree looks like. Still kind of hanging using the green banners. Oh, it's such a good thing. I tried to do lime banners, but I ended up, oh, you can see the spore blossom. Don't worry about it. I tried to do lime banners, but it became so bright, it kind of destroyed the color contrast of the trees and the surrounding trees. So I just kept it like this, and I'm pretty happy with this. So I think that's going to do it for today. Just trying to remember if I left anything out. I don't think I did. All the trees kind of speak for themselves. As much as I like my own little place, I do have to say that I'm not going to like it when winter comes. And winter is coming. Goodbye.